My name is Virginia Cumings Lang. I was born in Bartow, Florida. I still reside in Bartow, about 5 miles from where I've always known. So I know almost everyone who resides in Bartow, or I know their family, because I attended Union Academy, the local high school, at that time, graduating in 1968, while all of us were all of the same race at that time. But having grew up in this community, I've had opportunities to come in contact with almost all families, no matter what. And I really love where I live. I fly away often, but Bartow is home. I graduated from Union Academy, and when I graduated in 1968, I had not ever had a classmate of any other race other than my own, or a teacher or an administrator all those years. So I was a member of the junior NAACP, and I remember attending a convention, and the explanation was that this would end, that we would probably be the last class to graduate without members of varying races, and that we would have the opportunity to attend other high schools. And I think I cried for days. I just could not fathom not attending Union Academy. But my father finally explained that it was called choice. And his choice and our choice was to remain at our local high school. So I could have attended Bartow High School my senior year, but that would have devastated me. So I remained there. But then I went on to college. My first year I attended Bennett College in Greensboro, North Carolina, and it was as segregated as my high school. But I had professors of various races, and my favorite professor was a white gentleman that taught me college algebra because I had not mastered math. I was an English major through and through. I knew the vocabulary of math. I was not ready for the theory and the practice. And he was so patient with me. He took such care to build my confidence that I could remain at Bennett on scholarship with the math grade of acceptance. And to this day, I am grateful, and we are still in communication because he was such an integral part of my freshman year. I later transferred to University of South Florida, and that was an experience because that was 1970, and there were very few minority students at University of South Florida at that time, but veterans had begun to attend. But most of those students were also Caucasian. We had Indians. We had everything except a lot of black students. And I changed my major at that time to English education and found myself as the only black student in one of my literature classes. And it was very uncomfortable. Even though I had become a young adult, I was uncomfortable. And I had to navigate and change some of my old ways. And when I say old ways, I was basically a shy person. But you can't be shy in an English major in literature and get assigned to student teaching. That just didn't fit. So I did form friends of all races. I did meet students that I attempted their language, and I could help them with English, but I never did master any Mandarin. I never did master French. I had the best lesson from children with no agenda, with nothing but a pure heart and wanting to learn So I just bless the fact that I went into education. I don't know if it had been that sort of return for me if I had chosen another field. So I'm just a forever educator and learner. I grew up in a time where most women, if not all, in my community wore hats. They wore these hats to church, and that struck me as regal. The fact that they were so well dressed, and there were even ladies in our community that had matching hats, gloves, umbrella, and outfit. And that was a spectacle to behold. I'm sure I started wearing hats when I was around 15 years of age because I started thinking it's time for me to start dressing a little bit more elegantly. So I had a favorite aunt over in Auburndale, Florida, who did not have any children. So there were some summers that I spent with her that, of course, I ended up in her closet on down days. And I could wear her shoes. So that progressed to me having the opportunity to put her hats on. And I started wearing hats, wearing her hats. I don't recall when I got the first hat that belonged to me because my mother had hats, my grandmother, everyone had hats in my family, so I think I borrowed early on. Then my mother, we attended church every Sunday, and my mother never entered church without her hat on, and she loved hats. Whenever I wear a hat, which is often, I wear hats to church every Sunday. I also wear hats for just casual affairs, for sorority business. I wear hats.